video is going to show you some exercises that work into the muscles at the outside of the hip, so gluteus medius, and then also the outer thighs. So we're going to do this in side lying. Bring yourself onto your side, and you'll notice again I've got the band around my thighs. The feet are going to come right back in line with your bottom, and then your bottom, your spine, and your head will be in a nice straight line. You can have the arm under your head, but make sure your neck is in line with your spine, not dropping down too low. The arm could also come in front of the chest, and then you need thicker head support. So, lovely length into the sides of the body, the back in a neutral position, and the knees and the feet stacked one on top of the other. The top arm can rest on your hip or come in front of the chest. So we're going to start with the top leg lifting up and down through the knee. The feet will stay connected and just rolling out through the top leg. You'll feel this around the outside of the bottom, the outside of the thigh. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. When you finish this next set, let's lift both feet off the mat. So they're hovering up now. The pelvis still level, watch you haven't tipped the pelvis forwards, and then again lifting through the top knee. This just makes it a little bit more challenging because the bottom leg is active as well as the top leg. Two more on this side. And then rest the knees down, relax the legs, give the bottom and thighs a rub if you want. Now I'm going to take the band away from around that top leg. If you had a band that you could wrap around your foot now, you could add extra resistance, holding the band with your top hand and lengthening the leg away, pulling onto the band. I'm not going to use a band. I'm going to bring my bottom leg a little further forwards to the front of the mat, top leg long and straight. The foot is flexed, and then the top leg lifts and lowers. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Think about that length in your sides, so the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hips stay away from one another. They don't get closer together, so don't be tempted to lift the leg so high that you squash into the waists. Just one more there. And then rest the leg down, give the bottom and thighs another rub. Then the leg is going to come forwards and backwards. So the foot will be flexed, the leg sweeps forwards just to where the spine doesn't change shape. Point your foot, pull the leg behind you, opening the front of the hip. So you go forwards and back. Breathing out to come forwards, breathing in to go back. Use that bottom leg as a little bit of opposition, so when the top leg goes behind you, you're pushing down just to help you to keep your balance, you don't roll back. And you're using the bottom muscles to pull the leg back just behind you. The thigh muscles bring the leg forwards. Last one. Rest the top leg, give the bottom and thighs a rub. And let's finish with circles. Top leg stretches down, the foot is more relaxed or softly pointed, and the leg draws small, even circles. Breathing in for one and breathing out for the other. The leg must go back behind you like it did with your front and back, and it goes slightly up, slightly down, slightly forwards. Small, even circles. One more here, and then let's reverse, going the other way. Feeling that hip open as the leg goes back, keeping the spine really strong and still as you move the leg. Two more to finish. And then bend the leg, give the bottom and thighs a little rub, and we change sides. So, push yourself up. Roll yourself over. Let's start with the band around the thighs and come back into oyster position. So the feet right to the back edge of the mat, the bottom to the back the mat. Head and shoulders, spine lovely and long, length into the top waists, and the knees stacked level, hips level. The top arm can rest on the leg or come in front of the chest, and then we lift the top knee and rest. Breathe out, breathe in. Two more of these, and then we'll add the lifted foot version. So the feet float up, the knees stay down for a moment, the bottom knee stays on the mat, top knee lifts up. Just check the pelvis is still level, you haven't rolled the hips forwards. Shoulders relaxed, long spines. 2 more sets. Rest the feet down and release the band if you are using it around the thighs. Now we're going to just work the top leg on its own without the band. So the top leg stretches down to the bottom of the mat. You bring the bottom knee a little further forwards to the front corner or front edge. Top leg is lifted to hip height, the foot is flexed. And then we lift and lower. Breathing out, breathing in. Remember that length in the side, so keep that space between the bottom ribs and the top of the hips. You will feel those waist muscles working, but as long as the waist doesn't shorten. After this last set, rest the top leg, release those muscles, and then we're going to sweep the leg forwards and backwards. So it starts at hip height, the foot is flexed, the leg sweeps forwards just towards the bottom foot or knee, point the foot, sweep it back. Breathe out to go forwards, breathe in to come back. Remember the spine holds its neutral position, don't let the back curl or arch. So strong center, and the bottom knee pushes down as the leg sweeps back in opposition to that movement. Two more sets here before we finish with the circles. Resting the top leg when you're finished. Give the bottom and thighs a rub. And then lastly, the leg circles. So now we're working all the way around inside the hip. The foot is more relaxed, softly pointed, and the leg goes slightly forwards, up, back, and down. Forwards, up, back, and down. Small, even circles. Breathe in for one, breathe out for the other. Reach the leg away from you. Keep that space in the sides. One more in this direction, and reverse. Back, up, forwards, and down. Feel that heat building up in those muscles around the hip. We're building up our stamina too as we keep the leg lifted. 2 last circles to finish. And then bend that leg, rest it. Give your bottom and thighs a good rub. So we finished there. I'm going to do one last little video to the sequence, but it's in standing to work on our dynamic stability. So join me for that if you would like to, but well done, good work.